Do you have the proper type of life insurance? And even do you have enough coverage? More importantly, do you actually have what you think you have? My name is Jonathan Mason. Johnny Mason in place. I've now been in the insurance industry going on 12 years. And today's topic is going to go over one of the most important topics most people don't know about: living benefits inside of life insurance policies. So getting into today's topic, guys, when it comes to money and finance and whatnot, you see all these guys on TV talking about where you can put your money and this, that, and the other. First off, there's cash on hand, it's savings, it's liquid, it's quick. I mean, the fact is, last year with the pandemic, people didn't have savings. What did they have to do? They had to rely on stimulus checks, they had to borrow money, you get into credit card debt. They took money out of their 401ks, the IRAs, to what? Pay off their bills. Not the best option because now you're getting into debt, other issues. It is what it is. But hey, cash on hand is a place to have money. Number two, stock options. Anything where the market goes up, you can make money, but also goes down, you can lose it. I'll even put crypto in there because it's anything volatile, up and down. Great to have, but again, it's part of a portfolio. Then you have your real estate options. Real estate's used in different ways. I mean, a lot of different ways, not just flipping a house or buying a property and renting it out. There's different ways of using real estate. These are all great. The sector that most people don't realize is insurance. Insurance is the only industry that hasn't crashed. It's the sector that protects everything. You actually can insure your house, your car, your health. You actually can insure your money. Imagine putting money into an account where you get the ups of the market, no losses, and all the cash is tax-free. Well, that's an insurance product, but most people aren't aware of that. Let me give you a different angle today. Let me give you some stats. Number one, 72% chance. What does that mean? If you and I go to Vegas and we're going to play roulette, we're going to say black or red. John, what do you recommend? Well, there's a 72% chance it's going to land on black. What would you do with your money? 72% chance, you're probably going to bet on black. So there's a 72% chance that you or someone else you know is going to have a heart attack, stroke, cancer, chronic illness, critical injury, severe burn. Something's going to happen in a long-term care facility, a nursing home, a nurse has to come by the house. There's a 72% chance it's going to happen. Well, here's the problem. 61% of bankruptcies in our country today are healthcare related. Health insurance doesn't cover it. So what you're seeing is a lot of people that are getting into debt. They're using up their IRA, their 401k, their retirement money that they've saved for 30, 40 years. It's all gone in a couple of years. Why? Because $500,000 is the average bill. In Florida, it's 9 to 10 grand a month, like on a low end. And health insurance doesn't cover all of that. So over the course of a couple of years, that's the average, by the way. It could be more, it could be a little bit less. That's the average. Where's this money coming from? All the money you've saved is gone. There is no inheritance. There is no money passing on to the kids. Now, if you're in your 70s and 80s and you're out of money, who are you going to rely on? The kids. What's the one thing a parent never wants to be to their kids? A burden. It is what it is. That's why you're seeing grandparents or parents moving back in with family to keep the expenses down, to help with the care. It's not a fun situation because it's a financial burden. It's a financial stress that you don't want to deal with. So sometimes people are thinking, well, John, I have my life insurance on my job. First off, if you leave your job, it's more than likely going away. The benefits are gone. Number two, if you only have insurance at your job, you're probably underinsured. And number three, you probably don't have living benefits inside of your group plan. Living benefits would cover heart attack, stroke, cancer, everything that we just talked about, those living benefits. It's somewhat of a long-term care replacement. They just don't call it long-term care. They call it living benefits, but it covers the same things that long-term care would require, if that makes sense, okay? It covers the same type. They just break it down by categories. Well, John, I have it through my bank. I just spoke with a gentleman yesterday. I said, what are the numbers? And being in the business long enough, you can kind of tell what somebody has based on the numbers. He doesn't have life insurance. He has what you call an accidental death and dismemberment policy, AD&D. What you have to realize is, I said, if you get coronavirus and you pass away, that's not an accident. You have to die from an accident for that plan to have. You don't have life insurance. He said, what? I said, yeah, let's. And we looked it up and he's like, you're right. So maybe if you have a policy at the bank, you probably don't have what you think you have. Maybe with your car insurance company, I'm not going to give the names, but you know what I'm talking about. Those guys aren't trained in this world, but they're just offering policies. Why? It's an upsell. It's like, would you like fries with that? They don't really know what they're doing. Now, are there some that do? I'm sure. I'm doing majority. Hear me out. Majority aren't properly trained. So they're probably just offering plans because they either have a quota to make or a minimum, and they probably don't have the living benefits. Now, if they do, awesome. I'm giving you the majority because most people have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. So this is Life Insurance Awareness Month. My goal today is just to make you aware. So if you're watching this and you're saying, John, I have life insurance, but I probably don't have living benefits. I love to have a conversation with you. Just one of my buddies in Las Vegas, he got a policy 2 years ago from a friend of his. Works for a very big insurance company. And I met up, I was talking to him. I said, hey, what kind of life insurance do you have? Oh, I got this plan. Does it have living benefits? John, what are those? And I had to explain to him. And he was so pissed. Why? His wife just got diagnosed with breast cancer. He's in a very good financial spot personally, but he has to use his money right now to make sure his wife is taken care of. She's going to be getting better. She's going to recover. We're saying prayers for her. She's going to be fine. But the fact that he got this plan 2 years ago, living benefits were around over 2 years ago, but this insurance agent didn't properly say, hey, here's the benefits. He was a little upset about that. And maybe it's time that we have that conversation. Maybe you have an old school plan. It's time to upgrade. So maybe the insurance agent wasn't properly trained. Maybe not their fault. Maybe some companies don't offer it. Maybe it's not the agent's fault. I don't know what it is. There are different things that come into play. But if you're watching this and you're saying, John, I want to make sure that I have living benefits. I want to make sure that I actually have what I was told that I have. Meaning, how many people had a mortgage back in the 2000s, but they didn't have what they thought they had? Next thing you know, the recession hits. All I'm saying is this is a chance to say, John, here's what I have. I want to review what I have. Let's see if it's set up properly. Feel free to DM me. If you're going to say, well, John, I want to talk to my own agent. Can you really get a second opinion from the guy that gave you the first? Let's have a conversation and see, hey, maybe you want to bring this up. Maybe you want to bring this up. Have you thought about this? That's all I'm saying. Living benefits do exist. Make sure you're properly covered and make sure you have the upgraded and updated version. With that being said, have a safe Rockin' Tuesday. See you next week.